So apparently this report from Daily Mail, Bahamas government ordered fallen crypto CEO Sam Bankman-Fried to hack FTX systems and transfer assets to the island nation after he filed bankruptcy.
Wow.
Well then.
But what are we doing about this? What is the FTC doing about this? They just fined Kim Kardashian $1 million for not putting like hashtag ad on her Instagram post or not disclosing how much she made on an Instagram post.
They're going to investigate Twitter, because Elon Musk is bringing in Ligma Johnson. Yeah. And we can't have that.
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
I'm glad
And
they're
that guy is
going to
change the world.
You know what
like
people are saying
Elon
is
In the Bahamas, some rich people.
Bankman-Fried's going to get away with it to a great degree because
His
he
name's
paid for it.
Bankman-Fried.
He paid for it.
Yeah.
He bought his immunity. And so the press he's getting scrutiny because of Twitter. He's getting scrutiny because of Reddit. He's not having these hardcore journalistic exposés coming out. In fact, I think if we have this tweet, here we go. Look at this. Jake Shields tweeting. Looks like this event. This looks like an event not to miss. Zelensky, Bankman-Fried, Larry Fink, and many more, including Janet Yellen. The New York Times event, November 30th, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Only $2,400 to attend.
Yeah, if you look at the partners of who he was working with the Ukrainian bank. He was working with the World Economic Forum. He was working with Tony Blair. He was working with Bill Clinton. He's working with known people who are war criminals and child diddlers. Let's be honest here. He was working with the worst of the worst when it comes to the most powerful, the most evilest people on the face of this earth. So I think it's fair to conclude, especially with how fast the company was made so popular, especially with everyone on the corporate media shilling for him, calling him the next JP Morgan and Chase, that there's something up here that's a lot more nefarious than we actually know about. I think right now we only know very little about what actually happened here. I think a lot of this was maybe a money laundering front. I think there was a lot of secret, shadowy money moving around, coming from one place, going to another place. I think what could be potentially uncovered here is some deep down intelligence agency connected psyops and extortion rackets that could probably blow people's minds away. But again, that's just speculation. But at the end of the day, right now, what else are we left to think here?
Did you guys see that? I think it was Zelensky who said it was a Russian missile and NATO's wrong.
Yep.
I saw that.
He doubled down.
World War III.
Yeah. He died? He's
like, I imagine that, he does these videos where he's like, we must protect freedom and Russia is a terrorist state. And then as soon as the camera turns off, he just goes, because this dude's out of his mind.
Yeah. No, I feel like he just orders some of the same hookers as Hunter. Has a good time.
He closes the laptop and then Hunter walks out and then he's like smoking a crack pipe. And
he's like, good job. Give
let's
me a
do
pop.
this.
Yeah. They're on the same yacht.
Yeah,
it's not illegal because we're on the water.
He acts like a movie star. He is. One of my favorite Babylon Bee headlines that we did, it said after, what was it, Hurricane Ian, that awful. It said President Zelensky is on a raft asking Hurricane Ian victims for money for Ukraine.
Well, they need their money, I guess.
Yeah. I feel like, is this just something that they're doing because there's no actual real money, so now they're just creating money to kind of get more legitimate money back into the more real money pile? Does that make sense?
There's real money?
Well, no, there's not real money, but there's money that we think is more real than other money.
No, it's just, it's war. It's war. That's war. What is it good for?
Right.
Increasing domestic manufacturing.
In March of 2020, we got off the fractional reserve system and switched to the infinite reserve system, meaning banks could create money on demand with no restriction at all.
And print money, and then still have the IRS that takes your fake money.
Yeah, well, so the point of the IRS is to limit financial expansion and inflation, not to actually fund the government.
Right.
This is modern monetary theory. So what happens is when a bank, when you take your credit card and swipe, that money's created.
Yeah.
And that, when a bank gives out a loan, the money is created. They're not giving you money they have. And since March of 2020, they've had no restrictions. It used to be, it was like a 90% restriction. So if they had 100 grand, they could create 90% more. And then what people are complaining about is that you create that money and put it in another bank. That bank then loans out another 90%, which then puts into another bank. And then they keep doing that. And eventually they were like, this is dumb. Let's just tell the banks they can make money endlessly. And now the money supply is woo, through the roof. People are just printing, making it. I kind of feel like in 2008, they knew the system was collapsing. So they started preparing to jump ship. And they were like, let's print as much money as possible for ourselves to absorb as much natural resources that we can and enrich ourselves. Then when the system collapses, we'll be lords of our little fiefdoms.
Oh, I knew in 2008 it was going to end when the dumbest cokeheads I knew were driving $60,000 cars and selling $3 million houses.
Seriously,
Hey, good for them, huh?
Yeah. Well, I mean, not really. I think they spent it all pretty quick.
And here we are.
But it all worked out though.
I guess my advice is get a nice little plot of land and get some chickens, some goats, maybe.
Or Forrest. I'm not going to get off this.
Ligma Johnson Forest.
Yeah.
We could pull this. We could pull this off.
We can all be in this
I
together.
mean, I can name the forest on Freedomistan the Ligma Johnson Forest right now.
Well, what's stopping
What's
you?
stopping you?
It's like 30
Thank you.
acres of forested area.
We have to make this a public place, though, that people
Yes.
could come into
Yeah.
and enjoy Ligma Johnson to the
commune.
fullest extent.
Bring the family.
Yo,
Exactly.
hold
Commune.
on. There's like 200 acres of forested land for like $1 million. So all we need is 100,000 people to donate $10, and then we will have
Yeah,
a
20 on
public
it.
land. What was it?
They got 20 on it right now.
Make it 15, and we can put bathrooms, and then Ligma Johnson.
We
National
could adopt
Forest.
a highway, too.
Could just
Guys,
make it a
let's not go
town at this
crazy,
point.
right?
It's just going to be a town at this point.
I don't know. Do you think that we so I know where there's a big plot of land, like 200 acres for like $1 million,
Graveyard.
and it's forested, all forested. There's a road going through it, and it's weirdly shaped. But if we got 50,000 people to give $20,
Can
I'm
we
in.
make Dave mayor of Ligma Johnson?
Please.
yes,
Thank you.
we'll build a statue.
Because you be the Lord. I'm
No,
mayor.
no, it's you. We'll build a statue of you. Right when you come in, it'll be like, "Welcome to Ligma Johnson,"
I'm in.
public
But
forest.
the two pranksters, the two OGs, need to be recognized.
That's
for
true,
their
they do.
So it'll be
They do.
it'll be a statue of Dave as like a jolly old man with his arm around the Ligma Johnson guy. He's got
Yeah.
a cigar in his mouth.
They'll be right in the.
But the Ligma Johnson guys have to be huge. Like, they
Yeah,
have
I
to
could be-
tower.
I could be in the middle of them, but smaller. I'm fine with that. I know where I stand.
And then the woman who was on there reporting the story, she's just in a glass box crying the whole time.
Yes, the real woman.
We'll put a statue of her, and we'll do like they do these things out here because it's all Civil War territory.
Yes.
where they have these like placards that are covered, and you can read about the history. We'll do that as you walk the trail of the Ligma Johnson Forest, explaining like. It won't just talk about Ligma Johnson. It will talk about the history of the corrupt media.
Yes.
This would actually be really cool, but you'd need an extra like 10 grand for something like that for installation and stuff. But it would be really cool if you like walked the path and there were like little things being like, in this year, this, media organization lied about this and stuff like that. And
Right.
you follow the years back to the origin of fake news, and it's, talking about like fake reports, like when,
It's a walk
who
of
was it
shame.
who reported that Napoleon had won, then the stocks crashed.
Oh, the Rothschilds.
Is that the Rothschilds did that?
Yep.
They had someone claim that the Napoleon won the Napoleonic Wars, and then all of a sudden the stocks were collapsing. They started buying them all up like crazy, and then the real word came in that he actually lost, and then all of a sudden everything they had was worth way more.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like, go back to the origins of the fake news narrative manipulation stuff.
All the way to like Marilyn Monroe, who's just not ODing. It's just two CIA agents stuffing pills in her face.
MK Ultra.
Yeah.
Secret PSYOP.
That'd be super cool. You know what we do? We buy the land, and then we let the public put up whatever placard they want. It's like, just show up and do it. Whatever. It's public land. Have fun.
I'm in.
And like, there'll be one big sign at the entrance being like, by entering this property, you can't sue us.
And then at the end, it says Biden Fetterman.
2024.
It's a no-brainer.
Damn right.
We all win.
We got to take back the commons.
I kind of think this is possible. This would be like a huge thing if we were able to do it. Start a crowd fund. You need to raise a little bit more for closing costs and stuff like that. Find the plot of land, announce that we want to buy it, and then see if people are willing to pitch in $10 to buy the land, and we'll put it into a trust or something, or like maybe
And we make it
Give
available
us-
to the general public, and we
Right.
make it a big park.
Should make
Yeah.
it a scholarship
Oh.
for
Yeah.
journalists.
Ooh, that's
The Ligma Johnson Scholarship.
Yeah, but I don't want to give those people money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to put people in journalism.
Yeah, you don't want to.
school.
You don't
Yeah.
want them to go to the
It could be a
indoctrination camps.
Big theme park.
So that would be a lot harder. But
would
I'm
be
open
harder.
to, it's like 50 years later, we're all old, and that's like the happiest place on earth. Park Ligma Johnson with roller
Easily.
coasters,
Yeah.
and
it's like Disney, but you're aware
Dave's
of what
there
goes
and he's
on.
very old, and they're like, "Tell us the story again, Dave, about how this was formed." Well, kids, it was 50
I
years
just
ago.
couldn't stop talking about it.
Yes, I kept
Especially
bringing
about
it
the
up.
pacifiers
I just bring it back.
and the condoms.
What if we like pitch this to Elon and ask him to contribute? Because look, the real goal is no one's going to own this. It's going to be like a privately owned public space in a trust. So the value is retained with the property, but you create a public park and you call it Ligma Johnson. and it would just, maybe I'm pretty sure we could find some rich people who get down on that.
For sure.
Yeah. All right,
Yes.
let's do it.
I feel
Some
like you'd
people
be
that didn't
into it.
lose to FTX, they got to be out there.
That's right. Let me write down Ligma Johnson. I'm writing it down.
Oh, he's serious.
I'm serious
He's real
too.
serious.
Serious.
Yeah.
He's real serious.
And
Guys, this is the fall of Rome.
Does
Just
anybody
get on
have
board.
Elon's phone number?
I do.
You do.
Yeah. Well, I call Twitter.
We'll call Twitter after the show, and then here's an idea. We could somehow use the property as a way to help support Twitter, and then everyone, when they log in, they just see the fundraiser on the top of their feeds.
Yes.
Powered by Ligma Johnson.
That's right. That's right. What if Elon changes the verification badge to the Ligma Johnson badge?
Oh, what does our badge look like, though?
Just balls.
Balls.
It's like just a nice set.
Well,
Yeah.
here's what I'm thinking. To what degree could Elon screw with Twitter and we'd all just go along with it? Already we have double verification.
I would write it down. He could burn it down. That'd be great.
I know. I'm sitting here
all
like
in. It would be
He
like
should-
2015 Twitter all over again. Let's
Fire
do it.
everybody and just hire people over the age of 45.
Yeah. I mean, why doesn't he just strip everything out of it and turn it into a decentralized text feed and just be like, we got no staff,
Protocol.
nobody's in charge of it. Yep, just protocol.
Yeah.
There you go. It'll
Good luck.
exist forever. People will use it and nobody makes money on it.
Yep.
He'd lose $44 billion, I guess, and his investors would be really, really angry. He's got to pay that debt back, so I don't know.
Yeah, but he wants to make it WeChat. He wants to make it that we have to do almost everything on there. So I don't think that's the vision that
Right.
he sees with Twitter.
I got to be honest, if it were me, I would roll out a Ligma Johnson button
Yeah.
on the left just because you need to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's like a like button, but better.
Yeah. And you could Ligma the post.
Yeah. You could Johnson it.
What does a
It's one
Ligma
or the other.
mean? What does the Ligma mean? Is it good? Is that like a like?
It's like a like.
Well, yeah, it's like a super like.
You click it. It's the like implies you like it or you're favoriting it right now. The Ligma just means you Ligma it. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't know what it means.
It's whatever it means to you.
Yeah, exactly. Just think about the ability to do funny stuff like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Like,
If
look,
you
look,
might
look.
as well.
You think I'm not being serious? Let me.
No, I
I'm
think
all
you're
on
being
board
serious.
because nothing's funny anymore because everything's so crazy.
Well,
It's
everything
hard
you
to make
say
fun
is
of it.
just under a microscope and being attacked.
I'm telling
so
you
might
right
as well just
now,
do
if
it.
you go to timcast.com and you go to the Join Us page, you can see, you want to pull that up? You can see we've got our rooster, Roberto Jr., and our cat, Bocus, in our
Okay.
talent tree. And, of course, Jamie Kilstein. Jamie, you're still there, despite the fact that Jamie was consulting and now he's not here right now. But I put my rooster, Roberto Jr., up in
It's
our...
like
in
really good headshots of
like
your
Jamie.
rooster and your cat.
It is very good. Bocus
How did
is
you-
star of the show.
How did you get them to?
Is
say
it a
that
male
still for the
rooster?
photo?
Is that your male rooster up
Is
there,
there
Tim?
a female rooster, Luke? Is there such thing as a female rooster?
It's 2022, Tim. You gotta get with the times and be
Yes, that is
accepting of-
Roberto Jr. He
So
is
that
the
is
star.
your male chicken on there.
That is my male chicken.
Yeah.
I like it.
I also put a 96-foot tall
Is he
billboard
him?
of him in Times Square.
Oh, did you really? Oh, yeah,
Yes.
you did. I
True.
saw that. That's
Yes,
awesome.
a 96-foot tall picture of my cock was up in Times Square.
I was gonna, family-friendly show here. Good.
yeah. What,
That's why I didn't make the
cockerel.
cock
What do you
joke.
think we're talking about? Come on. You know that's my point. I'm just like, I don't know exactly what it did, but it was something. You know, I'm just waiting for Elon to throw a pie. I guess he kind of is though. The Ligma Johnson stuff. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Someone's got to do something. It's getting boring.
Elon, I hope you're
That's
listening.
the positive thing about Trump. You know,
That's why people love Trump. People were so
Yeah.
bored and tired, and they wanted someone to,
Yep. He
burn
was
it
a
all
monkey
down.
wrench in a system, and that's what we enjoyed seeing.
He still is. He very clearly still is. That's why everyone's so upset about him running again.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the meltdowns are pretty fun.
Yeah.
Just to watch
Yeah.
people lose their minds.
It's fun to
immediately.
see the Republicans melting down over him again. Too.
Yeah.
That was
Yes,
fun. I'm like, yes, it's 2015 all over again.
That's right. I love
I'm like,
and
yes.
it's the same people.
And I love DeSantis, but the DeSantis bros are coming out in full force right now, and they're so annoying. They're so cringe.
I think a lot of people take themselves too seriously.
Yes.
I think that's the main issue. A lot of people are like angry. How dare you trigger or get angry at Trump? And I'm like, well just stop it. Stop with the nonsense. Same with the DeSantis people.
DeSantis hasn't even announced. He's not even running. And you got these guys like saying, no, it's going to be DeSantis. The guy's not even running right now.
Yeah. No, his exact words were, I just won this election. Could you calm down and let me do my job?
Yeah. So, what we could try to do, and I mean it, we could set up a fundraiser, a crowd fund. None of the money, we would set up a bank account with like a trust or something. We got to figure out the proper legal way to do it. Maybe we actually have all the money go specifically to like a lawyer or something, so that no individual benefits from it, and the lawyer's only signed like ability is to transfer the money for the property or something. And then I bet if we got a bunch of other prominent personalities, commentators on board with it, we could easily raise money to buy a large plot.
I bet you could make it a 501c3 too.
Very difficult to do. Take 2 years.
You should do
it. 2 years later, we'll be having a committee meeting to determine how we move forward. So, a lot of people ask like what we're doing with our fact-checking organization. Yeah, we've been in filing for a year and a half. So maybe after 27 months, when all of that gets confirmed, we'll actually be able to do something. But that's how it goes. There are things you can do, but maybe a trust for it or something like that. Maybe there's like a public trust thing you can do. I don't know. Maybe you can make it so that after 100 years, the property reverts to the local jurisdiction, but it can't ever have its name changed, something like that. But we don't even got to do $1 million property. We could probably find 50 acres and get something for just a forested 50 acres. Find something in eastern West Virginia. I bet you could find 50 acres for like 100 or 200 grand.
They like give away land in Kansas, though. You could probably get it cheaper.
There's parts of Detroit you can just have.
Like $1.
We should do that.
Yeah, let's just do it.
Buy a whole neighborhood.
I feel like it would be even better if it's in Detroit.
What if we went into an area where there was at least 100 people, and then bought up enough property to lobby those people to create a new city, a township
inside of it?
Well, because I think you need like 100 people to incorporate a town or something.
I'm in.
The city of Ligma Johnson.
I'm for it already. I already know some properties.
But the thing about buying the forested area is that you really can make it just like a park, and like people can come hang out.
Well, in Detroit though, you have pit bulls and gangs of them roving around. So
really?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Yeah, it's been that way forever.
Are you allowed to have guns?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't think they care
even
if
you're allowed to or not, you can buy one out of a paper bag. I don't know if it works, but they are around.
Oh man, what a sad story, Detroit.
Yeah, it was once called the Paris of the Midwest.
Really?
It's true, yeah.
Wow.
They called it that.
Yeah, it's where.
Now it looks like someone dropped a nuke on it.
Well, yes. That happened in the late '60s, and it's just sort of stayed the same. The downtown's looking nice. That's what everyone says.
It is.
It's improving.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's nice down there. Well, I wouldn't say it's improving. It's a city built for 7 million people with 700,000 living in it. So lots of property we could buy for a town. Infrastructure
is really expensive, though, because of that. Mm-hmm. It's like 10 times the cost for water and stuff.
Yeah, the taxes are very pricey.
Yeah. But that's why I'm saying West Virginia, basically, because we're out here.
Yeah.
And I've already seen property maybe like an hour west of where we're at, where it's like there's a river.
That's nice.
And some of them even have like power conduits or whatever. So you call the electric company and then they'll just put a meter and a plug.
Turn the power on.
But have you ever seen a frozen homeless guy in an elevator shaft that's been abandoned for years?
And we can have that, you're saying?
I'm saying you can have it.
Well, now I'm sold.
I'm just trying to.
The Ligma Johnson elevator shaft. And then what we'll do is we'll immortalize the frozen homeless man with a statue at the bottom of the shaft.
And maybe he'll come to life like Encino Man.
Okay.
Except it'll just be not fun to hang out with him.
We could have a shaft cam watching all of it.
You know what's funny? It's like, what if we do this? What if we crowdfund? A city?
Okay, I'm for it.
We buy the property and then basically open it up to whoever wants to build on it. Like, there would have to be an approval process, obviously.
Yes.
Because we're going to allocate land, but someone could be like, I want to have my own store, and it's be like, the land is yours. Like, we lease the land on the property to your store so long as you maintain it. We'll do rules like, if at any point you give up the store for longer than a year, then the property opens up and we can lease it out to somebody else. But the goal is not for people to own Ligma Johnson. It's to create a crowd-funded city.
I feel like
crowdsourced city.
Yeah.
So they can just come, they don't have to pay, and they can...
Well, it's Ligma Johnson. They're going to come.
Yes. My idea is this. If we get the property and you come to me and say, I want to open a gun store. We'll say, where? Right there. How much space do you need? I need 1 acre. Signed 1 acre for this amount of time. If you abandon the shop, then you give us the right to lease the property to somebody else so we can keep it going. But we're not taking money for it. We're just basically like, okay, first come, first serve. We're going to crowdsource.
I feel like that's what they did in LA on Skid Row. First come, first serve.
Yeah, but
shop.
With it being in the middle of nowhere, you're not going to get derelict individuals because there's no stuff.
They're not going to walk that far.
No one's going to walk like it's in the middle of the woods. No, what you're going to find is like a dude who's got time and some spare materials who's like, I could put together a little shop. That'll be cool. And then when people come here, they can buy Gatorade from me. Like, I'm down. Like, and we're not going to take any money for it. It's like, you do your thing.
Like, if you're like, I want to set up a turquoise jewelry shop, we'll just kill you.
We'll let them set up their turquoise jewelry shop.
Then we'll burn it down.
No.
You see this lady is like crying. She'll look like, hey, I'm the mayor. I'll be like, yeah, lady who looks like the old guy in Thinner.
I think trying to crowdsource a village would be fun.
I would do it.
Doctor shows up and he's like, I'll put up a little like first aid medical thing. It's like, have fun. All you really need is someone to try and organize to make sure people aren't overlapping with each other and, stepping on each other's toes.
Yeah, we can't have the gun shop in the same. Well, yeah, we could.
Well, I don't know.
Right next to the liquor store?
Yeah.
You want to do it anarchy style? Just let people build whatever they want where they want?
Yeah, I mean, there's an amazing campsite that Pork Fest usually happens every year at the Rogers Campground. That's for sale. So we could buy the campgrounds and call it the Ligma Johnson Campgrounds. Right?
The Ligma Johnson Campgrounds.
Yeah. And Pork Fest once a year.
Yeah, with Pork Fest once a year with the Free State.
Why wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If we didn't, it'd be rude.
The Meat Fest.
Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.